Sevilla are currently 17th in La Liga after conceding 39 goals so far this season. This is the third most in the league. They've just come off the back of a 6-1 loss to Atletico Madrid at the weekend. This is a side that have been 6 times Europa League winners. How do you fix Sevilla though? In this video we're going to detail how to fix the Spanish side. First of all, we have to identify the key issues with Sevilla, and the first one of these is the fact that they have a lot of key players ageing. 11 players from their squad of 25 are over the age of 30. Injuries also have not helped this side, with 3 centre-backs out of the weekend's game, with key centre-back signing Marcel from the summer have been out since November. So what do they need to fix the side? I've identified 3 key positions that they need to go out and strengthen to make sure that they will not be in a relegation battle anymore. Obviously, this is upon the presumption that they do stay up. If they do get relegated, then they're not going to be able to go for the players I've identified here. But if they do stay up, Sevilla will still be a big draw, and they will have to go out and improve this summer, or there's going to be a lot of trouble at Sevilla. Sevilla has been a top quality club for many, many years, and it's time to improve that ageing squad. First of all, they need a top quality centre-back. While the general squad is ageing, the actual centre-back position is quite young. The oldest centre-back they have at the club contracted past the summer is 28. Juan Jesus' contract is expiring in Naples this summer, and at the age of 31, I think he would be a perfect buy. The wages won't be too high, and I'm sure he would show up that defence. He hasn't been given many opportunities at Napoli so far this season, and at the age of 31, on a free transfer, if money is tight for Sevilla this summer, then that would be a really, really good buy they could go out and get. If money's not tight, you could look at people like possibly Maxence Lacroix, who again would be a really, really good option. Possibly maybe somebody like Hincapié as well, if you could go and get that done. But I think Juan Jesus, he's a cheap option that obviously you could bring in for free. He wouldn't require any money to be spent on him, and because of this, you could spend the money in other positions, like centre mid. The centre mid options who are contracted past the end of the season are Fernando, who's 35, Jordan, who's 28, Rakitic, who's 35 on Friday, Torres, who's 28, and Papu Gomez, who's 35. That's not enough quality, and where there is quality, it's far too old. If you're looking for a cheap option to bring in this midfield, and I think they could do with 2 or 3 midfielders, to be honest, because you can't go into a new season with 5 midfielders, with 3 of them at the age of 35. Dani Ceballos is leaving Real Madrid on a free this summer. I think that would be a really good option if, again, the money is low and they can't afford to spend lots of money. Dani Ceballos obviously showed what he can do at Arsenal. Was it 2 years back now, 3 years back now? And I know he's not that same player anymore. But if you could bring him in, he would do a job for Sevilla. He would be a good rotation option. You could keep on the books for 2 or 3 years before moving him on for 10 to 15 million. If money isn't low, then I think Sucic from RB Salzburg would be an excellent pickup. They've got Rakitic there at the moment, and obviously he could be a big factor in bringing Sucic to Sevilla. I feel like he'd be available for maybe 20-25 million as a midfielder. He wouldn't be too expensive, and he would be a quality young addition to that midfield. They are the 2 I would go for. However, if one of them were to become unavailable, you would need to go out and get somebody else. And actually, somebody like Wilfred Ndidi could be a very interesting pickup for this Sevilla side. He hasn't been performing at Leicester so far this season, but we've all seen the play that he has been in, a year or 2 back. Brendan Rodgers seemingly isn't the correct manager for Wolf. But if Sevilla could maybe go to Leicester with a 20-25 million bid, he could be a very good number 6 to bring into that side. Because currently the only proper number 6 they have is a 35-year-old Fernando. And then last but not least, we move into the attack and to striker. Their strikers aren't scoring enough goals. Their top scorer is En-Nesyri with 5 goals, with their second top scorer as Rafa Mir with 3. This simply is not good enough. They've got 2 quality strikers. They're both really good strikers. But if they're not scoring, you need to bring in somebody new, and you probably need to move one of them on. I would say move En-Nesyri on. I think you could possibly get 20 to 25 million. I think if West Ham stay up, that could be a side that could look at him. with Mikel Antonio probably leaving there. So I'd move on En-Nesyri, and who would I replace him with? Well, Morelos is available on a free transfer from Rangers. So again, if money is tight, and I know I've said that a lot, go and get him. I do feel like probably only one striker would be needed. So if you could go and get Morelos on that free transfer, he's obviously done a lot in the Scottish League for Rangers, and it is the time for him to move on. He's got Europa League experience, which is a competition Sevilla are supposed to be familiar with, even if they're not going to be in it next season, unless they win it again, of course. I think Morelos would be a really, really good pickup if they could do that. Again, if money's not tight, I recommend a double raid on Leicester. I've already said that indeed he could be an option for the midfield. And I think Kelechi Iheanacho would fit into the Sevilla system really well. He's a player that works really well when you've got a left winger and a right winger who can both function, which Leicester haven't had that right winger for an awful long time now. I think there's a good chance that Kelechi moves on from Leicester this summer, with him not going to be guaranteed the game time which he wants. I feel like he'd be an excellent fit as either that lone striker with a functioning left and right winger, or if not, whack him in a two with one of En-Nesyri or Rafa Mir. What do you think of my solutions to fix Sevilla? Let me know in the comments below.